Well, hello there again. WWE Cult Fan here with another Blu-ray DVD update. It's been about a month since I did the last video, and I should have done this video a couple weeks ago because I've got a lot, and I mean a lot, to show. Of course, I'm going to start off with the DVDs, and in the DVDs I actually have about three of them. And the first two are actually TV shows. First up, we have the first season of Criminal Minds. I do have seasons 3 through 8. Season 9 comes out in June, I think June 30th. But for right now, I just had to get this one and season 2. I really didn't become a fan of the show till season 3. And as you can see, the first season comes on 6 discs. Well, you can't see that because I don't have the cases open, but it is 6 discs. 2 discs per case. Sorry, I had to switch hands here. Let's just go ahead and pull them out. Here's discs 3 and 4. Ah, popped out. Crap. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, also, the discs art changes for some reason in this set, but then later on they changed it to the just blank discs. Yep, Criminal Minds, Season 1. And yes, I do intend to get Season 9 when it comes out. Sorry, I had to put the camera down, or the phone down, excuse me. Well, anyway, the next one is a show I've only watched a few episodes of, only because we got it for free for a few months. Well, now we don't have it, and it's from Showtime, Dexter, the first season. I have seen enough, that it does kind of fit in the same vein. There goes the controller. Fits in the same vein as Criminal Minds, but this one's more, well, R-rated. They can get by with pretty much anything. Language, nudity, you name it. And of course, Dexter is the show about a serial killer at night, but he's a blood splatter analyst for the Miami-Dade Police Department. The discs are just popping out today. Anyway, if you have to watch this, and if I like it, I'll pick up some of the other seasons. And if I don't, I'll just get rid of this somehow, sell it, whatever. And then the last of the DVDs is a WWE DVD, and it's the Elimination Chamber 2014. Randy Orton defending his titles against his 5 competitors in the Elimination Chamber, plus the Shield versus the Wyatt family, and yada yada yada. And of course, WrestleMania just happened, and yes, I know what happened. Okay, but I will still pick it up when it comes out to DVD and Blu-ray. Okay, now I got the DVDs out of the way. Let's move on to the Blu-rays. First up is I forget how many awards it won. It won a couple. I know Best Supporting Actress and Best Picture. We have 12 Years a Slave with Benedict Cumberbatch, Paul Giamatti, Brad Pitt, even produced by Brad Pitt. I've yet to watch this, but it's Academy Award winner, and there is one Academy Award winner I'm not planning to get, and that's Dallas Buyers Club. That's just it just goes against my personal beliefs. That's all. Alright, this next one is a Paramount title, but it's released by Warner Brothers. It is Airplane 2, the sequel. Yeah. Of course, in this movie, instead of being a plane, it's supposed to be a spaceship that takes them to the moon. And it does have Robert Hays, Julie Haggerty returning, as well as Lloyd Bridges. Plus, It also has Sonny Bono and William Shatner making appearances as well throughout the entire movie. It's okay. It's not as good as the first one, though. Yeah. Now, this next movie is also a sequel, and it is Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. This version of the movie has 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 cuts of the movie. We have the theatrical cut, the unrated cut, and the supersized R-rated version. Which in that version they just rewrote like all the jokes in their R-rated versions of the jokes, obviously. And it's the continuing adventures of Ron Burgundy and the news team as I think it's like a 24-hour, they work for a 24-hour news station like a CNN, Fox News kind of deal. This next movie I got used at my local Alco store, like $6.99. It's the Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott directed film Body of Lies, where they are both, or DiCaprio and Russell Crowe are part of the CIA. Yeah. Political action thriller. Now I know this next one is not technically a Blu-ray yet, but it is a pre-order for one. I just saw this movie Friday, and it is Captain America, The Winter Soldier, of course with Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, and I'm trying to think, Robert Redford is also in the movie as well. Of course, just like Thor 2, it picks up right, after the events of the Avengers, the modern world that they live in. But then they find out S.H.I.E.L.D., or at least one of their missions, has been compromised by a enemy group, rival group. Now, this next movie came out to Blu-ray for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's not released by any major distributor, but it is released by its owner. We have the Chipmunk Adventure from Bagdasarian Productions. Yeah, this is the full-length animated film that was released back in the 80s, where Alvin, the Chipmunks and the Chipettes have a little race to collect these little dolls, but they are filled with diamonds. And it's about and also they have to go around the world to get these. This next one I picked up at FYE. I think I got it for like $20, I think, minus my discount. So in other words, I got it for like $18. We have the original Clash of the Titans digibook. Of course, this version stars Harry Hamlin as Perseus. Kind of hard to do this one-handed, but this features also the effects by the legendary Ray Harryhausen. Here's the Kraken. In fact, there is a picture of Ray Harryhausen. In fact, he also produced this movie. I can get a hold of find it here. Of course, here's also Burgess Meredith, who stars in the movie. Here's Ray Harryhausen. In fact, he's working on the Kraken right there. And there was another picture of him somewhere, I think. Well, anyway, Clash of the Titans. Alright, this one I've actually been looking for some time, and it's a Stallone movie, Cobra. And there's a little story behind this, how this got made. Originally, Stallone was supposed to be in Beverly Hills Cop. But he liked the script, but however, it had too much comedy. So they let him rewrite a script. He came up with one. They said, we like it, but we can't do it because of the budget. So he said, bye-bye, I'm going to take my script with me. And he went ahead and made his movie. Turned into this. Yeah, Cobra. Now this next movie I haven't seen in quite some time, but I do remember it quite well. It's a Ron Howard movie that has Don Ameche, Wilford Brimley, Brian Dennehy, Cocoon, about these senior citizens that basically discover their youth again through their pool that has these cocoons, alien cocoons, at the bottom of it. And uniquely enough, this movie is produced by the same producers as Jaws. Yeah, David Brown and Richard Zanuck. This is kind of like a Spielberg-esque movie of the time, so. Alright, this next one is a Hollywood Pictures title. One of the few movies that Disney has released to Blu-ray from Hollywood Pictures, and it's the movie with Denzel Washington, Gene Hackman, Crimson Tide, about this submarine that gets orders to fire their missiles, but then they get their second set of orders, and the orders don't come in all the way. This also has Viggo Mortensen and James Gandolfini in it as well. Directed by Tony Scott, produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Yeah, it's one of those interesting submarine films that they were doing in the mid-90s, along with, Hunt for Red October. This next movie from Universal Pictures, it's wasn't really a big hit, but I remember watching it a couple times. It has Pierce Brosnan, Linda Hamilton, Dante's Peak, about researchers investigating whether a dormant volcano is about to erupt, and which, spoiler alert, it does, and Pierce Brosnan, of course, has to save this small town. Yeah, Bond has to save the little town. Of course, yeah, he was doing Bond at the time as well, so. This next movie is also from Universal Pictures. I know there's a Criterion release of this movie, but however, I didn't go to a Barnes & Noble. I got this at Walmart, and it's the stoner film directed by, I think, Richard Linklater, Dazed and Confused. Also has a young Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey in it. Yeah. Now, this next movie I got at Target. The reason why I have to say it's from Target is because it is the Target exclusive Steelbook from Summit Entertainment. It's the movie Ender's Game with Harrison Ford, Ben Kingsley, Abigail Breslin, and the list goes on. Yeah, all I know is that it fits in the same Twilight age group, as well as the Hunger Games, but it's more of a space adventure. So, yeah, I figured why not give it a try. This next one's a WWE Blu-ray. Picked this up for $6 at FYE, and it's Falls Count Anywhere. Features a bunch of street fights, Falls Count Anywhere matches, hardcore matches, and this doesn't just have WWE in it. It also has WCW matches, a couple ECW ones, and so on. Okay, this next one is the sequel to the Silence of the Lambs, starring Anthony Hopkins, and in the place of Jodie Foster, it's Julianne Moore, Hannibal. Yeah, this, of course, you know, it takes, as I said, it's a sequel, so it takes place after the events of the Silence of the Lambs, where Julianne Moore's character has to find Hannibal. And this movie was directed by Ridley Scott, and and also has Ray Liotta in it as well. Now this time, Hannibal is the killer in this one, because of course, if you remember Silence of the Lambs, he's not. Wild Bill is. This next one's a Warner Brothers, MGM, New Line Cinema title, whatever you want to call it. Well, anyway, it's The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Smaug, whatever, you know. Of course, the continuing adventures of the Hobbits, the prequel trilogy, or the Hobbit, not Hobbits, because there's only one Hobbit in this one. And in this movie, finally they bring back Orlando Bloom's character and find out that he doesn't have a real pleasant history with dwarves. And of course, as well as Thorin, you know, he's still bitter against the elves for not helping him years prior. And yes, they do confront the dragon. This next movie is released by Universal Pictures, but it has Jason Statham, James Franco, and it's the movie Homefront. I just like good, decent action movies. So that's why I got it. You know, I like the Expendables, and I don't want to mess with Jason Statham, no matter what part he's playing. Don't want to mess with him. Now, this next one is a movie I've not seen, and it's just like Captain America: Winter Soldier. It's not. I don't have the actual Blu-ray yet, but it's the pre-order to Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why I said mock. Well, anyway, it's supposed to tell the true story about sorry, I couldn't come up with the words there, but he had a Navy SEAL that survived the mission that just went wrong. This next movie, released by the Weinstein Company, well, it says Dimension on it, but it's the Weinsteins. The Frank Darabont movie based off his third adaptation of the Stephen King novel. We have The Mist with Thomas Jane, the two-disc edition, special edition, and there is two different cuts. Well, they're actually the same cut, but however, it includes a color version and a black and white version. This also has Toby Jones and Marsha Gay Harden. Yep, The Mist. Next is the Lionsgate movie starring Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon. We have Mud. Got a lot of critical acclaim, and a lot of people that did go see it in the theaters liked it. I never even heard of the movie until it came out on Blu-ray, so yeah. I just seem to go on a Matthew McConaughey binge on this one because I have another title in there, and of course Mud's the second title with Matthew McConaughey, first being Dazed and Confused. Now, I don't know if I showed this one in the last video, but anyway, it's WWE's No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan and Tiny Lister, who is in The Dark Knight. He stars as Zeus. Yeah, if you don't know the plot is, you know, Hogan plays, well, a professional wrestler with the World Wrestling Federation at the time. But he plays a guy named Rip Thomas, as it says. Anyway, this rival TV network decides to start up their own little wrestling promotion, and they want to bring Rip over. Well, he says no. They basically have Zeus here beat up his brother, and well, then Rip wants revenge on national television. Now, this next movie I haven't seen, but it's from the director of Crazy Heart. We have the movie Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Forest Whitaker, Willem Dafoe, Zoe Saldana, in which Christian Bale must help his younger brother, who has just returned from, I think it's Iraq. Yes, it's Iraq, and the reason why he's got to help him is because his brother got into some trouble with, well, some bad people, played by, being led by Woody Harrelson. This next movie is or movies, because it is a 2-pack, picked up for $7.88 at Walmart. The Pelican Brief with Denzel Washington, Julia Roberts, and A Time to Kill. Here's that other movie with Matthew McConaughey. This was pretty much his feature film debut, and not bad for a guy with very little training. And of course, he stands out amongst all these other acclaimed actors such as Kevin Spacey, Sandra Bullock, Samuel L. Jackson, yada yada yada. And yeah, it also has Charles S. Dutton, Ashley Judd, Donald Sutherland, and Oliver Platt. And it's directed by Joel Schumacher. And of course, some people know him by his not his middle name, but his nickname. Probably a nickname he don't like. Okay, this next one is a movie which I did not realize was directed by Catherine Bigelow and executive produced by her husband at the time, James Cameron. 1991's Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Yeah, where not Patrick Swayze, but Keanu Reeves is an FBI agent who must go undercover to get into this group of surfers who also might be bank robbers known as the ex-presidents. Now, this next movie I got for free from the Disney Movie Rewards, and it has Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, The Proposal. Yeah, not going to say much about it. Next we have the Robert De Niro, Al Pacino movie, Righteous Kill, about these two detectives who are about to retire, and they stumble upon a case that resembles one from years prior. Then we got this movie, this next movie, got for $5, Big Lots, The River Wild with Meryl Streep, Kevin Bacon, David Strathairn, and a younger John C. Reilly. About this woman who takes her family on a boat trip down the river. They stumble upon these two guys, which after that, when they find out who these guys really are, things go downhill for their trip, big time. Now, I think I showed this one last time, but it's another Shark Week Blu-ray. Also, it has a bunch of sorry, hit the button there. But it has a bunch of episodes like from Survivor Man, Mythbusters, Dirty Jobs. And on the previous set, I know I'm double dipping on the Mythbusters episode, but who cares? Next is the Summit title starring Dwayne Johnson, Snitch, where Dwayne Johnson has to go undercover, and he's doing it to save his son, who is facing some time in prison, like 10 years. Well, anyway, if he finds evidence to bring down this guy that they've been wanting to bring down for some time, they will set his son free. This next movie I picked up used for $5 at Days Video. It's the Adam Sandler film, The Waterboy. Yeah, I like some of the Adam Sandler films. This was the one that he did with Touchstone, about where he plays, well, football. And every time he tries to he gets angry, he pictures them as someone that made him mad and just kicks the crap out of them. And then finally, the Scorsese-DiCaprio collaboration, The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, Oscar nominee. Yeah, this is just the standard edition that you can pick up at anywhere that's sold at. And oh, and I forgot. How about 4 films with Matthew McConaughey? Well, anyway, that does it for me. Until next time, see you later.